welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from Portage High School as the Region Sports Network presents Indiana High School girls basketball as the Chesterton Trojans visit the Portage Indians. Michael Brender here on site here at Portage High School, along with my guy, Isaiah Gransberry. Isaiah, always a pleasure to work with you.
Hey, always a pleasure to be next to you. I'm glad we're back for another season here on the Region Sports Network, and got some good basketball ahead of us.
Yeah, I can't wait to get this one started. My first basketball game of the season. I've been watching a lot of basketball, but first time getting a call here in 2024-2025 season. And we've got a good one here in the Duneland Athletic Conference as you got the Chesterton Trojans taking on the Portage Indians. And these are two teams, I feel like no matter what sport we talk about, Isaiah, when we talk about the Duneland Athletic Conference, there's 8 teams, but we kind of break it into tiers, right? You got your upper tier, your middle tier, and then your bottom tier. And right now, these two teams are both 1-1 in conference. So they're in that middle of the pack because you've got Lake Central, Crown Point, and Valpo all standing at 2-0. So these two teams here are vying for an above 500 record in the DAC.
Yeah, so as a lot of people know, the Duneland Athletic Conference, you cannot take a night off. And this will be one of those situations for both teams. You have to be ready to play because one game in this conference, that could be the difference between first and fifth place.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. You are correct. A lot of good matchups around the region tonight. In fact, Crown Point and Valparaiso play each other. So one of those two teams are going to have their first loss in conference. So before you know it, whoever wins this one, they're going to be tied for that second spot in a lot of ways. So one team going to be walking away out of this weekend with a undefeated record in the Duneland Athletic Conference. Could be Valpo, it could be Crownling as well. So we're going to see some shuffling going on in that conference standing. But it's early in the season. We're only about we're about a month and a half into this one. They started up early November. We're in mid-December now, but it is crazy how fast these seasons do fly. We're already a month and a half into the season.
Yes, and so as we know, it flies by, and now teams, they got all the preseason jitters out, the early season jitters. Now coaches are starting to make adjustments. They're getting their rotations in, and now we're going to see a lot of the better basketball being played from here moving forward because now it's all about preparing for March.
Correct, absolutely. For the Chesterton Trojans, they come in 7-3, actually the best overall record in the DAC with the fewest losses in the DAC. 7-3 record under first year here at Chesterton coach Candy Wilson. She spent a number of years over at Valparaiso, 27 years as a coach overall, but first here with the Chesterton Trojans. So she made that interesting switch from big rival Valpo over to Chesterton. You don't see that too often.
No, we really don't, and I've personally had a couple opportunities to work alongside Coach Wilson and helping with the Valpo Skills Academy, and she really has done a great job in taking a lot of that momentum she had at Valpo and bringing that same excitement over into Chesterton, and it's starting to show. The youth program is going very well, and she's doing a lot of great things over there.
Yeah, it's always a fun atmosphere over there in Chesterton, so she knew, I'm sure, what she was getting herself into. Meanwhile, on the Portage side, they are 5-5 on the young season, trying to end a 2-game skid as of right now. They faced Crown Point earlier, also got a win against Michigan City, but trying to get back into the win column here after that 2-game skid under Giovanni Gonzalez in his 5th year, 6th overall here with the Portage Indians. So a little bit of seasoned veteran versus kind of the youngster in terms of the coaching styles.
Yes, and so it's going to be interesting because we also look at it in terms of team-wise. Portage, they've lost one of their best players in recent years, Ava Kingery. And so she's currently playing at Indiana University Northwest herself and losing a couple other seniors as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this Portage team continues to balance along. But as we mentioned earlier, the Duneland Athletic Conference, a lot of the schools have the good fortune of having a lot of great athletes within their schools walking those halls.
Yeah, 2 great programs, 2 great schools going toe-to-toe here tonight, the Portage Indians and the Chesterton Trojans. The band is out tonight, so we'll be competing against them for when it comes to trying to talk over them a little bit. We'll let you tune in every once in a while and get you to experience the band as well. That's one of the best things about – that's why I love high school and college sports so much better than the pros, just because there's more lively atmosphere in the sense of the bands and the cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are all out in full force tonight as well. It's just a different kind of environment than you get at a pro game.
Yes, I love the band, and Portage specifically. They have one of the better bands in the area. You know, I hope a lot of Maryville people aren't listening to this. That's my other favorite one, but they just know how to rock it, and so I'm sure people are wondering, okay.
There's the band right
there. There they are. There they are.
I see Ralphie in there. Do you see that? They got the buddy, the Pink Nightmare. He's
they are, and they got the whole setup. They got some Santa Claus gear on, some holiday gear, and so the festivities are there, and they have this gym rocking. I mean, I can feel the vibrations from up here.
That's true. That's true. That's just Nick shaking his leg, though, our producer. Nick enjoying the atmosphere here. One of the best places, at least from an announcer standpoint, to come watch a game. They put us in the best spots, and we get a little bit of elevation here, so we're at the top of the bleachers, but pretty much center court at this point. So really great stuff, and there's a little bit of a different vibe here in Portage as well. You got the Wellman brothers on the boys' side that are going to be doing a lot of good things for Portage here. So a lot of fun things going on in the Portage community. And then, of course, Chesterton always has good crowd support as well. So that's going to be another thing is, how are the crowds going to play a factor in this one. And can't wait to get this one tipped. Just about a minute away from that opening tip. Talking about the Chesterton Trojans. They were 16-8 last year in the final season under Coach Campbell after nearly a quarter century with the Chesterton program. 7-time sectional champions. They will host sectional number 2 this year. I'll ask you this. You've been coaching for quite a while. What is it when you get to host sectionals? Does that give you that much more of an advantage?
Well, unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to be on the hosting side of it.
Okay.
But as a commentator, obviously, as an avid spectator of Indiana high school athletic, it does seem like it gives the schools an advantage. The one time that I could specifically remember is a couple years ago when Portage hosted the boys sectional. This place was rocking. Like, I don't even think we had enough room to sit down. It was absurd, and they actually made a uncharacteristic route to the championship, and then I want to say they played maybe Valpo, or it was a team that they probably shouldn't have even been in the gym with, but they competed.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's a specific example of just how
I'm trying to remember. We were
hosting.
Here. I know what the last time I was here for boys sectionals would have been. I know there was a good battle between Maryville and Valparaiso, and Maryville got the win, and everybody was thinking Valpo was going to win that one. So we got to call that one. So that may have been the year you're talking about.
Yes, I think that was. And then I want to say they had the Wellman brothers. They were at a younger age, but then they also had I'm running a blank right now. I'm going to get my facts straight, and we'll talk about it later on.
We'll get those. But the Portage Indians, 12-12 last year. Lost in their sectional opener to the Valparaiso Vikings. I found this note. I told you this before the game started. The last time, and Nick Russell appreciate this, the last time Chesterton beat Portage in the regular season back in 2019 was also December 13th. Ironically enough, Nick, it was a Friday the 13th. Can lightning strike twice on Friday the 13th for the Portage Indians? We are soon about to find out. As the cheerleaders take the crowd or take the court, we got a dancing crew over to our right. I think Chesterton's trying to resist the temptation of getting in there and dancing. Like they want to get in there and have a good time as well, but we got to lock in here.
Yes.
As we're just moments away from our national anthem.
Always love seeing the school spirit with the fight song and everybody standing.
As they will begin to unfurl the flag here at Portage High School, we will get you tuned in to our national anthem, and then we will give you the starting lineup for both Chesterton and Portage. Now that is a way to kick off a basketball game. A stirring rendition of the national anthem. Thank you very much for that, and thank you for your service as well. All right, we are just about set for the opening tip here between Chesterton and Portage. We'll first bring you the Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game night forecast. It's brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, a very comfortable 21 degrees outside. I'm not a fan of that. Mostly cloudy skies. Not that you can tell, it's dark outside at the moment, but it's cold. But the temperatures are about to warm up, so we'll wait for that. And that's your Economy Electric Heating and Cooling game night forecast. Brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Giving you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. All right, your starting lineup for the Chesterton Trojans. First out onto the floor is the 5'9" junior guard, Allison Van Clay. Followed by number 3, the 5'8" sophomore guard, Novia Brandon. Followed by the 5'8" junior guard forward, Liv Roach. And then you got the 5'10" senior forward, Isabel Connors, along with the 5'7" junior Kennedy Bradley, who is at the guard position, averaging 11 points a game. And now for the Portage Indians, you've got number 0, that's the 5'6" junior guard, Peyton Wilson, followed by the 5'8" senior guard forward, Kylie Bird. Then the 5'5" senior number 10, Sari Bond, at the guard position, along with 5'7" junior Cameron Lockett at the guard position. And then the 6' senior forward, Presley Wellstat. So ready to tip things off here at Portage High School. Glad you're with us for a fun evening of basketball. Both these teams may run into each other in the postseason as well, so sometimes as a coach, you don't always want to show your best stuff. You want to save a little bit.
That's the tough part with the Duneland Conference, is that they used to have the double round robin format.
Yep.
Now
they got rid of that.
They got rid of that, and then it stayed the same, really. But I guess it's a little better. You don't have to worry about playing them 3 times. Instead, just worry about playing them twice.
Now, see, me, after doing the PCC tournament, I want to do like a DAC tournament. Yeah,
that would be pretty electric.
I don't think any I'm taking a shot in the dark and saying none of the coaches are going to be in favor. They may. As Chesterton starts with the basketball here, just 19 seconds in. We'll have a baseline inbounds here. Brandon caught in the wing there, double coverage. Now kicking it out to the corner, trying to save that one, and Clay tries to save that one, and Portage takes advantage. So Chesterton with a couple of opportunities to potentially go to the basket. Now they're trying to get around the press here. Tough one for Bond here. She'll throw it across the court, but it's going to be a 10-second call. So Coach Gonzalez is going, what are we doing? We know how to break a press.
Yeah, so.
Early on in the game, though, sometimes the jitters get you just a little bit, no matter what point in the season you're in.
Both sides. It looks like Portage is starting off in their 2-3 zone.
So Brandon with it here on the left wing. Giving it back to Bradley. Trying to swing this thing around, now trying to find some room in the middle. Kicks it to the baseline for the jumper. Hits the iron, no good. There to rebound, though. And putting it in is Van Clay. And we're going to have a whistle here as one of the players from Portage trying to get the number on that one. That's going to be Cameron Lockett coming out with, he came down a little awkwardly on that leg. So Van Clay gets the scoring started, for Chesterton. So 2-0 advantage here for the Trojans. Trying to find the middle, now going to the baseline, trying to kick it there on the baseline again. Now swinging this one out, not finding the room they were looking for as Bond gives that one. That's going to be tipped out of bounds as Wilson last to touch it, so it'll be Chesterton basketball.
That was good movement by Portage on that possession. I'm surprised that Scott didn't want to take that layup. She had an open lane for it.
Yeah, looked pretty close there. But sometimes when the coach calls for a set play maybe, and you're thinking, well, that's not my job to make the score, but then you realize, oh, hey, I'm wide open. I should have gone for that. Lockdown defense here from Bond. Kicking this one out for a three-point basket. Hits off the iron. No good for Brandon. Now hitting the floor. That's what you got to like as a coach. He's really proud of that play. hitting the floor is Bird, flying in there.
Great hustle early on.
6:22 left to go here in the opening quarter. The inbound to Van Clay. Swinging this around the perimeter. Now jumping inside with a little teardrop shot going down for Bradley.
That was a good drive to the hoop and focus on the basket, square your shoulders up and make it work.
So Portage coming back down, still looking for their first bucket. Trying to feed it down to Scott down there. So Portage will inbound underneath their own basket here. They do so to Bond. That's going to be tight coverage there, and that's going to be off of Portage. It's one of those situations as a coach you're thinking, okay, I want to keep this possession, but it's too early to call a timeout when you're trapped in the corner like that. Let your player try to come up with something or try to make some kind of miracle happen there, but that's the exact corner you don't want to get caught in.
Exactly.
This one a nice blocking defense there for Scott. He checked into the game as Lockett came out with an apparent leg injury. Trying to kick that one baseline. Now Bird up and no good on that one. Here comes Chesterton in transition. Pass on the go around, and it's Bradley in there for the bucket. And Coach Gonzalez is going to call a timeout. It looked like he called a full, so we're going to step aside. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
5:22 left to go in the opening quarter. An early 6-0 lead for the Chesterton Trojans in this DAC battle. Looking for someone in the middle on this press breaker. Now they find the player in the corner there. That's going to be Scott. But this one is a turnover for the Chesterton Trojans. Nice jump stop, but that's going to be a double dribble on the attempt there. Kind of lost a little bit of the handle there for Brandon. I like the fast break passing ability there, getting it right to where they needed, just in front of that block to set him up. There was a nice jump stop on that left block to try to get the bucket, but just had to regather herself a little bit here. Bird had this one picked away. Now Chesterton again coming back down in transition across the timeline. They'll call up something here.
Portage is struggling with what Chesterton looks to be showing as like a 2-2-1 that falls back into a 2-3 zone.
Eye off the window for Connors.
Or check that 1-2-2 potentially, or 1-2-1-1.
It's like a little Villanova action here on the what feels like a press break. This one a turnover, trying to those long passes. That's going to be a trip. So that'll be our first foul of the game. This will be against Bond. So first foul of the game, 4:26 left to go in this opening quarter. That's what I know Coach Wright in Villanova used to do, that little, it was more of a 2-2-1 press.
Yep.
They always wreaked a little bit of havoc, so now coming into the backcourt here.
Any good press, you'll never be able to tell what it is.
Just trying to get something, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, you know this as a coach yourself. It's always you call something and then something else happens and you don't even care if it's right or wrong. If it works out in your favor, you're happy with it.
Exactly.
8-0 advantage for Chesterton right now. Wilson brings it across. Hands off here to Bird. Bird stuck in that spot right near the timeline, and that's just not a spot you want to get caught in. They're going to call it jump ball, and it looked like Coach Wilson was looking for the timeout call because she thought their team had possession, but the near official said, you know what, I'm going to give you a chance. You have the possession arrow. Let's give you a chance here. Let's save you a timeout. It's one of those little things that referees do to try to help coaches, and kind of goes under the radar and underappreciated in my opinion.
Right.
Give here to Collins now, who's checked into the game. Almost getting another steal here. Trying over the head here, giving it back to Scott. Scott back over to Bird, trying to get around this pretty prolific defense here for Chesterton. We'll have another double dribble, so it'll be another turnover. So Chesterton back here in transition. It's Bradley. Clay now to the baseline. Now kicks it back to the top of the key. Rolling to her left. Brandon now. And Chesterton's in a position. They're going to be patient. They're not going to settle for bad shots.
That's a good thing.
Putting this one up. Rattles around. No good. Rebound comes down to Portage.
Nice aggressive rebound there by Kylie Bird.
And we're going to have a blocking foul here. Looks like against Van Clay. So sometimes you can be a little too aggressive there on standing in front of the opposition. That's one of those. Giving that back down in transition and right to the hands of Bradley, who read that one perfectly and puts it home. An early 6 points for her out of the 10 for Chesterton. And we're going to have a foul here against Chesterton, it appears. And it looks like that one's going to be against Bradley. Picking up some early fouls here, 2 for Chesterton with 3:01 left to go in the opening quarter. Wilson, who's been having a tough time getting around that press, but they finally get it here, and that's going to be a double dribble again. You kind of see the frustration on Coach Gonzalez here, because some of these, like that's an unforced error.
That is. But as the game goes on, Portage is going to settle in, and things will get better.
Feed in the middle, now trying to feed down into the post. It'll be tipped out of bounds, so Chesterton will inbounds under their own basket here, 2:46 to go. Seen some of the best hands in the business, just like Bricklayers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. Join Bricklayers Local 4 and start building your career today. Visit baclocal4.org to find out more. A lot of good action around the DAC tonight. Valpo and Crown Point doing battle over in Valparaiso. We'll have another foul called here. And that'll be against Scott. Her first, team second of the quarter. Again, this is a rule change in Indiana, but especially on the boys' side. But 5 fouls per quarter. If you get to that 5th foul, automatic 2 free throws. No 1-and-1 opportunities anymore. Chesterton trying to add more points onto their score. Rebound comes down to Van Clay. Now trying to feed in to the paint there. This one's stolen away. Portage picks this one up.
Speaking of boys, we got the Portage boys basketball team in attendance first row.
Very nice. To support the other side.
Yep. And the game that we were talking about prior to the broadcast was in 2022, Portage hosted the sectional. They dominated Hobart in the first round, 70-28. It's the boys, and then they beat Crown Point in the second round game.
Okay.
Now this had to have been the Wellman's sophomore year.
Sounds about right. Yep.
And then they went on to face Chesterton, who ended up going to state that year, I believe.
Yeah, that was a fun run for those Chesterton Trojans. Oh, feeding this one down here off the right block, coming in and smacking it away, but also collecting the foul is going to be Peyton Wilson. I may stand corrected. Did they call that on? Did he call that on 10? So he calls that on Bond. I thought it was Wilson that was flying in there, but. So the foul is on Bond. So to the line to shoot. Van Clay misses her first free throw. Don't forget, at the end of this one, we've got awards we're going to hand out. We've got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. They are proud to recognize superheroes on the basketball court. 0 for 2 from the free throw line so far to start things up. Is that, as a coach, the most frustrating thing when a team doesn't do well from the line? Is that the most frustrating? I mean, I know there's a lot of frustrating things in basketball, but it's like those are free points.
That's up there with missing layups.
Yeah, that's true.
I think free throw is worse because at least, like, when you miss a layup, you're in the action of moving. Neither of them are good, but
Brandon with a nice save there, by the way, on the other side, and kicking that one back in for Chesterton here.
With the free throw, you have a chance to slow the game down, focus on the basket, and make it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not trying to pick on Van Clay or anything. I'm just watching a lot of middle school basketball recently, and we're getting better at the line, I would say our team is. And
yeah,
that's one of the frustrating things as a coach, though. It's like, dang it, those are free points.
Hey, so all the young guys watching out there and gals, free throws and layups.
Well, I mean, when you watch professionals, it's one of those things where this one, layup, put up and in. Bradley again, 8 points so far here on the evening. Everybody wants to be that prolific three-point shooter, and they want to do it from, crazy spots on the floor. Caitlin Clark making that popular now. Steph Curry making that popular before that. Everybody wants to be like that type of player, but the other fundamentals are just as important.
Yeah, a lot of people see that stuff, but they don't see the work.
Right, yeah.
That's the other thing, too.
Going up off the window, no good. Trying to get the rebound and putting it back home was Connors, and she is fouled, so she'll go to the line to try to shoot two. And it'll be Wellstat with the foul. That'll be the fourth of the quarter. So Coach Gonzalez is hoping he can get out of this quarter without that fifth free throw. That one was on the bucket, but rattles around. It doesn't fall home. Connor's a 53% free throw shooter. Misses those two there. Still a 12-0 ball game. Trying to feed that one into Scott. Across the baseline. Down to 20 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Chesterton with another opportunity here to pad their lead. Bradley trying to drive in the middle, kicks it out. Now trying to feed into the post with Connors. And they have time. 8 seconds now. Coach Wilson saying, all right, we got to go. 5 seconds. Who's going to put up that shot? Trying to feed inside, trying to put it up. We'll have a foul with 0.8 seconds to go. And it looks like it'll be against Wellstat. Well, the official says no shot. It was on the floor, but that's going to be the fifth foul of the quarter anyway, so it still is free throws. So as I mentioned, Connors will go to the line, and 53% free throw shooter on the season. Knocks that one down. What was your percentage from the free throw line, Isaiah? I know he's probably like 1,000%.
Yeah. I'm getting to that point past my high school career and college career where I can start to make up things just to make myself seem.
Yeah, nobody's going to go back and double check. Whatever.
Exactly.
All right, that'll be the end of the first quarter. We'll step aside. You're watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers could help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
And we welcome you back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Isaiah Gransberry. We got Nick Russ doing the production tonight. Zach Zanelli working the camera. Doing a phenomenal job as always over there. Nick's doing all right. He's here. I haven't seen Nick since the football season. And we have some type of an issue here at the scorer's table, trying to determine whose possession it actually is to start the second quarter. So they thought it was going to be Chesterton's, but now they will find out it's Portage. Now, one way to try to determine that, or that a lot of, like most people won't realize, but officials, if you pay close attention, on jump balls, a lot of officials will have something in their pocket, whether it be a quarter or a penny or something, as we get a 3-ball in the corner for Wilson. That's a big get right out of the chute here in the third quarter, or in the second quarter. Makes it a 10-point game. But, yeah, officials will have some type of object in their pocket, and left will be for visitors, right will be for home, and they will adjust that themselves to help them remind themselves where they're at. Is an answer 3 for Bradley.
To your point, I actually am IHSAA certified official now.
Ooh, so fancy.
I myself have taken that, and then the other thing I've done is, like, when I'm reffing youth league games, is pull out my pocket.
Okay, okay.
Whichever side. But, yeah, it's pretty impressive that, a lot of a lot of thanks go to all of our officials across the state of Indiana. They do a great job, especially at the high school level.
Roach getting into the scoring action with a bucket underneath on that left side. Now trying to feed it out to Wilson. This one tapped out of bounds. Nice aggressive play there for Roach. But yeah, just to make sure everybody's on the same page, because sometimes now I've also seen it where sometimes the scorer's table, they think the lantern or whatever that is in front of them that shows the arrow. Sometimes the arrow doesn't actually change, but from their end it looks right. From behind, I should say. So they think they've got it right. So a lot of communication goes into that.
Makes sense.
A little too strong off the window there. Rebound comes down to Scott.
It's a different world at those score tables. It's a lot going on.
I'll tell you what, I've done the scorebook for like some tournaments at the middle school level. That's stressful. Those close games get stressful, man, because you want to make sure the possession arrow is right. You want to make sure that you got all the timeouts right. Points are right. Fouls are right. The fouls are a big one.
Yep.
Because if you get late into a game and you got somebody near that 5 mark, that can be you get somebody kicked out of the game that's pivotal for your team. That could be really important there, as Geyser puts that one up and in. So spreading the ball around, the points around for Chesterton. That's 5 different scores for the Trojans. Putting this one up long range, no good for Bird. And she hustles back down on defense. Kicking this one baseline, it'll be another turnover. And we'll have a timeout taken by Portage. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. We've got awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We already mentioned the Crowd Company's Lineman Superhero of the game. We got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game, earned while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And then we've also got the Proud Union Home Play of the game, presented by the Region Sports Network. Did we ever give that award to you when you were playing?
I'm sorry,
again,
I might have missed that.
I said, did we ever give that award to you when we were?
I don't think the award was around when I was playing.
Oh,
or if it was,
just make it up. It's
yeah. So, but no, I know. I definitely have had the honor of playing on a lot of Region Sports broadcasts, and I can only speak for myself, but it is a pretty cool thing to be able to go back and watch yourself play and watch your team play, and then also be able to scout other opponents. And so it's pretty awesome. And, being involved in a lot of youth sports, middle school sports, it's hearing that kids watch our broadcast and in aspirations of playing at this level is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Chesterton here. Trying to add to their score. Three ball hits the front iron, no good. Getting her rebound though. Dillbeck trying to feed that person cutting into the lane. We'll have a double dribble here, so we'll have Portage with the basketball here. 5:12 to go here in the opening half. Appreciate you joining us from wherever you may be tuned in from. Our friend Nate Ramian tuning in all the way from California. Appreciate Nate tuning in.
Hey, Nate.
Hope you're doing well. You and the family. Sure, it's a lot warmer there than it is here. This one, pocket picked. Wilson feeds to the baseline and blocked away by Bradley. But Bond coming down in transition, trying to get something going for the team.
Great job by Bond right there. The senior just going up, not even thinking about who's behind her. And getting the foul and having the opportunity for some free throws.
First free throw up and good for Bond. Two for two from the line. A lot of times where these games can come down to those free throws, so making those is always pivotal. Trying to get over the top there to Wilson. Wilson off to Bird for three, and that one falls in. She's been putting up a few, and that time it falls through. Back to a 12-point game, 4:25 to go here in the opening half. Portage on a 5-0 run right now. Dillbeck moves to her right, hands it off to Geyser. Now to the baseline with Roach. Like I mentioned before, Chesterton can wait for some of those opportunities there. Portage will come back down in transition here, kicks it to the corner with Scott, and that was out of bounds there, and it'll go to the Trojans. St. Marie will check in for the Trojans. Under 4 minutes to go here in this opening half. McGuffey checks in for Chesterton as well here. That one given up to Geyser. We'll have a traveling call here.
Portage showing a press of their own to try to shake things up. It looked like it worked. Now Coach Wilson wants to talk it over.
So we will have I believe a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. 3:45 left to go in this opening half. Again, a lot of implications here in the DAC. You've got a couple of teams here at sitting at 1-1 in the conference, so somebody's going to improve to over 500. And you've got, at the top of the DAC, you've got Lake Central, Crown Point, Valpo, all 2-0. Chesterton, Portage at 1-1, and then rounding it out, you got Maryville, Michigan City, and LaPorte all at 0-2. Crown Point and Valpo playing tonight over in Valparaiso, so someone's going to walk away 2-1. Someone's going to walk away 3-0. Lake Central plays Michigan City. Like Central in a position where they can walk away 3-0 as well. So kind of changing that who's at the top and who's in the middle. Can change that up as well. Maryville and LaPorte looking for their first victories, but only one of them is going to walk away with that first victory. Give it to the wing again, rattling around the three. Bird letting it fly, but that one no good. So 3:30 here to go in this opening half. Brandon back to Bradley. Bradley will hold this one out. Wait for something to get set up here. I mean, can be patient with the good passes, trying to get around this zone defense here. And that's you're trying to feed it into the middle. And now we got players on the ground. That's what you can do, or that's what your coach wants to see you do. Go to the ground.
Great hustle. We've seen a lot of that early on by both teams, getting on the ground.
That's all your coach can ask for. Trying to get that possession arrow changed. This will be a Chesterton ball. 3:10 Feeding right into the paint there. Now jumping in there would be a foul against Wilson this time. So Wilson picks up her first, team's first here of this second quarter. And the nice thing, so we had Portage that picked up 5 fouls in that opening quarter. Those reset every quarter, so trying to feed down into the post, and Wilson picks up her second foul right there. And that's what you don't want to do. Now, thankfully, you're kind of late in the half where, picking up that second foul isn't a huge deal yet. If she picks up a third, I would imagine she's heading to the bench.
Yeah, it's definitely that point of the half where you want to play smart in terms of using those fouls wisely.
Joback trying to put that one up, no good. This one kicked out to Wilson. Now, if you're also the offense there, you want to try to target Wilson, right? You want to give it to her, whoever she's guarding. This is a 3-ball put up by Bradley.
I don't even think that touched the rim.
That was nothing but net. Hear the swish from all the way up here. Here goes Wilson, up. Layup no good. So Chesterton going to come back down in transition. So 14 points already for Kennedy Bradley in this one. She averages 11 a game, so she's already eclipsed that mark. 2:15 to go here in the half. Now, one of the things that Portage is really struggling with, Isaiah, is just these long passes. People got to start coming to the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I think
strong defense from Chesterton, but yeah, got to come to the ball a little bit.
Indeed, and as Coach Gonzalez has been mouthing on the side, slow it down a little bit as well.
Take your time.
A lot of the problems are arising when they try to play too fast, and a lot of possessions this quarter they've actually have slowed it down and gotten good looks. So I'm sure they'll make that adjustment as the game goes on.
Great ball movement there from Chesterton. They skip it to the corner, then feed it right down into the block. And now the foul for the Portage Indians. This will be their third of the quarter, I believe, as the foul is on Kylie Bird. So this will send St. Marie to the line. She knocks down the first free throw. She's now 4 of 5 from the line this season. Make it 5 of 6. So take that, Bradner, with your announcer's jinx. Doesn't exist. Skip it to the corner again, now down to the baseline, trying to get that good ball movement. This is where Coach Gonzalez is going to say, hey, slow it down a little bit. We got time.
Oh.
Get your shot.
Chesterton in like a
traveling here.
Chesterton showing like a trap zone that possession. Kudos to Coach Candy Wilson on showing a lot of different defenses early on in the second half. Really both teams doing that.
Well, we talked about kind of maybe a little veteran experience, and this is nothing against, the ability. I mean, the knowledge is all there for any coach, but sometimes you just throw a little bit of veteranness into that mix a little bit. This one going to be out of bounds, and they're going to say it's going to stay here with Chesterton. I feel like as I say that, I'm not meaning to insult the younger coaches, but you get experienced coaches that just kind of throw a little bit more things in there.
Yeah, and you're not going to insult yourself.
No,
No, you're a great coach, and there's a lot of great coaches. As you said before, I mean, really high schools in any sport that's not professional the goal is to teach players lessons.
Correct.
And hope they carry that into the school, carry that into the community. And, I can't really think of one coach in the region that has not done that for their school. Both middle school, elementary, youth leagues. And so we're fortunate to live in a great region.
Off the iron, this one tipped out. This will be Portage ball here with 41.9 seconds to go in the half. Yeah, 27 years. She's in year number 27 here. Coach Wilson. First year at Chesterton. I didn't get a chance to talk to her pregame, but I would wonder what some of those differences are coming from, Valparaiso. Obviously, similar types of communities and stuff like that, but putting this one back up, can't get it to fall in. Ball rattling around, running into a volleyball match down there. And in the end, it's going to be Chesterton ball, but, struggles or things that she may have dealt with coming here to Chesterton, or has it been super easy? I would have to ask her maybe post-game how that transition's been.
I'd be interested to hear about that as well, and she's obviously gotten off to a great start early.
Yeah, it can't be too bad. 7-3 on the year. Oh, and moving that ball pretty well for Chesterton there. Bradley with it, swings it around, and just off the fingertips of Brandon over there. Down to 17 seconds. And those losses for Chesterton are not against any slouches either. Northridge, Lake Central, and Rensselaer Central. Lake Central, I think, one of the big question marks in the DAC this year. Losing a lot of talent, and this one picked off by Chesterton here. Now fighting to the baseline. Bradley able to keep her composure there running the baseline. We'll have a foul here with 1.7. I believe it's going to be against Scott. Yeah, Lake Central losing a lot of their talent after that phenomenal run down to state last year.
Yeah, a lot of those girls went over to Purdue Northwest to continue their collegiate careers.
Indeed. All right, we have hit the halftime. It is 25-8 your score. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have a little Coach's Corner for you on the other side of the break. You are watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, glad to have you back. It's holiday time. It's basketball time, and we are in hoops full swing right now.
We are, Coach. It's you can go to a game any night of the week in your area right now with our ladies and our young men playing. There's just so many opportunities to go out and watch your local team play throughout this, and it even gets better as we move into the holidays. School shut down here and a little break, and all kinds of opportunities to watch girls and boys basketball across the state, or anything, wrestling, girls wrestling, boys swimming, girls swimming. All those opportunities are out there to go out and support kids within your community.
Before we talk more about basketball, you just closed the books on an incredibly successful fall sports season around the state for the IHSAA. Attendance figures are great. Everything, and by all appearances, you had a fantastic fall season.
Yeah, we did. I mean, first of all, we a big shout out to our partners across the board, and especially the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, and our friends at Lucas Oil Stadium, because we just had a football tournament that was really, really good from beginning to the end, and we had over 40,000 people show up last Thanksgiving weekend to watch high school football. And so, that's really a great number for us, and it just shows us that community still matters. People still want to come out and see, but we can go all the way to our soccer tournament had great numbers. Our cross-country tournament, the Laverne Gibson State Finals weekend had great numbers, and again, people are just they still love going to watch high school sports, and we're so appreciative of that. And I look at it as a treasure for our state, because I want to make sure that we always provide an opportunity for kids to learn and grow in an education-based athletic system, but give the fans something to come out and support also.
Easy for a guy like me who's a lifelong Hoosier to say this, but nobody does it like we do with high school sports. There's not a state in the country that does what we do nearly as well as we do. This is without any data. This is just a personal feeling, I'm sure, which you share.
That's absolutely right, Coach. I share exactly those sentiments. It is special here.
Paul Neidig with us, the commissioner of the IHSAA. All right, we got winter sports going on. We're talking about basketball, a lot of things going on out there, a lot of tournament, one-day events, those kinds of things. Paul, we forget one of the unsung, underappreciated elements of competition in our state is we have teams, we have coaches, we have fans, we also have officials, and I know you and the IHSAA are always looking to improve and increase the number of officials we have, not just in basketball, but in all sports across the board.
That's exactly right, Coach. And, we've signed up over 600 new officials this past year that have decided to come out and help us officiate high school games. But at the same time, we have 600 new. We're losing. We lost over 600 this past year, whether retirement or job demands become differently. So it's so important for us to always replenish the number of officials that we have in the state. And I think it's just such a great opportunity. And, if you grew up loving the game and playing the game and you still want to be part of the game, and officiating or being an official is a great way to do that. And, one thing that I love is the camaraderie that groups of officials have, whether through their associations. These guys and women become friends for life and take care of each other, and it's such a special group of people to be part of. And certainly we can always use more, and we would love for people to sign up and come out and be an official. And it doesn't have to be at the high school level, which is where we would love to have you, but it can be at the youth level. But come out and enjoy it and join us, and give kids an opportunity to play by being an official.
Commissioner Neidig, I know it's holiday time, so hope you and your family have a great holiday. Thanks for all you do for us, and we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Coach. I always look forward to our conversations, and appreciate everything you do.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Check.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Isaiah Gransberry. We've been resisting the urge to get up and do some dancing here. We've seen some good dancing performances here from Chesterton. I'm sorry, from Portage, excuse me. What we've seen good from Chesterton is putting the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, Chesterton has been dancing on the court for sure.
Portage trying to cut that deficit down. We're about 30 seconds from the start of the second half. You see the score on your score bug there, 25-8. And again, winner of this one will improve to 2-1 in conference play, which will be big because you know a team like Crum Point or Valparaiso is also going to drop to 2-1, kind of change that tier a little bit in the DAC. We're still early in the season, so we'll find out where everyone's going to stack up here in just a little while. But the Chesterton Trojans, they are sharing the sugar, if you will, and sharing that ball around a little bit. Couple of quite a few different scorers. 6 different scorers in this one. You got Van Clay with 2, Roach with 2, Geyser with 2, Connors with 3, Bradley leading the way with 14, and St. Marie knocking down 2 free throws to give her 2 points. Chesterton 3 of 8 from the charity stripe so far tonight. Portage, on the other hand, Wilson sharing it a little bit. Wilson with 3. Bird with 3 and Bond with 2. And they are 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Thanks to Bond. All right, it'll be Portage ball to start things up here. Wilson will try to bring this one across the timeline. This one comes off of the hands of Scott. Nope, excuse me, that was Bird. And now Chesterton will get this ball here. Kind of had like a little fastball zip to it on that pass.
Yeah, and
calm that down a little bit.
Been the story of the game. Portage is just really not able to get things clicking on offense, and part of it is that Chesterton defense. They've switched it up quite a bit, and so we'll see if things change later in the second half.
Tenley Davis getting the start here in the second half. One of the star volleyball players on this team as Bradley knocks down another bucket. And they are putting the pressure on here. And this one now to Van Clay, who goes up and in. So they are, Portage having a tough time with this press break for sure. And you got to wonder how long Coach Wilson is going to keep that press on. But definitely coming into the half, got to put a little bit of pressure on, try to get some good buckets on your side right off the bat. Yeah, Tenley Davis committed not that long ago to play volleyball at the collegiate level, so congratulations to her. I'm trying to remember where she had committed to. Looking that up, she actually broke the record with Chesterton, over 1,000. I don't know if it was the record, excuse me. I know she broke a milestone. Over 1,000 kills in her volleyball career. That's a big accomplishment. It's kind of like eclipsing that 1,000 points mark in basketball.
Yes, that's very impressive. She just looks like a college athlete, just seeing her.
It should be going to Loyola Chicago. And we're going to let that basket count. So Bradley back in there with the bucket. She'll go to the line to shoot a free throw. It is Bond with the foul. That'll be her third. So Bradley gets the bucket, and she'll go to the line. Certainly one of the candidates for our awards in this one. 18 points, looking for her 19th here of the charity stripe. And knocks it down, no problem.
Chesterton extending out to a full court press this time. Like a 1-2-1-1.
Wilson getting across the timeline, but it's going to be picked up by Davis. Nobody on that far side. Here comes Chesterton, now off to the left side with Bradley. Looking Davis down in that left block position at the baseline. Now this one's stolen away by Portage. And now poked from behind. This will go out of bounds. It'll be Portage basketball here. 6:34 to go in the third quarter. Michael Brenner, Isaiah Gransberry alongside. Nick Russ doing the production tonight. And Zach Zanelli doing the camera work. Wilson gets it into Bird. Trying to skip the pass. Now trying to feed the baseline, but Davis is there to intercept that one. Gives it off to Bradley.
Oh, nice pass.
Chesterton keeps here. Feeding the middle. There's Connors. Kicks it back out. Didn't have the room. We're trying to get through this 3-2 zone. Ball in the net for Bradley. That's another three. That is her third triple of the evening. .22 points on the night of the 35 for Chesterton. This one in down to Wellestad, who puts that one up. It's kicked out, no good. And now Chesterton back down in transition yet again. Brandon up and in, trying to go coast to coast, and she gets fouled on her way up, so she'll go to the line. And Wellestad's going to pick up her third foul of the game. So Brandon to the line, 50% free throw shooter. This is on the front iron there. We mentioned those awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. They're proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. So Brandon knocked down that second free throw. I mentioned she's a 50% free throw shooter, so 1 of 2, that works out. Meets her average.
That's it.
Doing that quick math there in my head.
Yeah.
5:26 to go in the third quarter here. Foul going to be against Davis here. That is her first, team's first of the quarter. Wellstat will go to the line. She misses the front end here. 25% free throw shooter for Wellstat. Got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game to award a little bit later on in this one. Ernway Learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Bradley will stop and pop there. Oh, and a reverse put up by Bradley there. What a play. And she'll go to the line for an and one.
As we mentioned earlier, she's committed to Loyola Chicago to play volleyball, but I was like, wow, she's standing 6'1". She looks a little bit taller out there.
A little bit. So going for the and one bucket here. Makes it would make it a 39-point game, but she misses that one. Davis with the steal there. Gives it up to Bradley. Going for the three again. This one hits the back iron. Trying to save this. And I believe they said Portage basketball there. So Wilson Inbound here, Lockett. Given to Bird. There you go on that little press breaker there. Getting to Wellistat, waits for the defense, still had it smacked out of her hand. We talked about, we kind of noticed of Coach Gonzalez saying, hey, slow it down. That was good ball movement there, slowing down the process a little bit, making sure the passes were crisp and right on target there.
It is.
And that was a good press breaker. So Wilson now under her own basket. Trying to feed the middle. Davis says no, but Scott says, I'm going to keep this one for myself. Right and underneath Bird, and now trying to put that one back up for Portage again, and there's going to be a foul as Courtney Clark will head to the line. So Davis picks up her second foul of the game. Didn't play in the first half. At least we didn't say her name in the first half. Knocking down that free throw for Clark. Four for 5 from the line tonight are the Portage Indians. Maybe there is an announcer's jinx. Never fails. Chesterton back down here in transition. Skip pass far side of the court. Bucket rattles around. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say Portage ball. Connor saying, she was on my back. I think Coach Wilson will say, it's okay. We'll let it go. 38-10 your score. Trying to feed the middle. Wilson trying to gather. Kicks it off on the far side. Nice kickback by Collins there. Had this one poked away, though. Gonzalez and McGuffey due to check in here. Gathering up her rebound, still short on the shot. As Connor's in there. This one put up by Bradley, no good. And now we'll have a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors the Trojans. So McGuffey will check in for Chesterton. And Gonzalez will check in for Portage. Bradley will inbound here on the O of Portage. Three ball put up by McGuffey as she just checked into the game. And she gets a three-point bucket. Extends the lead 41-10 here, and we step out of bounds. So back to Chesterton. Inbound to Bradley. She's having herself a pretty good night, over 20 points already. Wilson with the pick. She's going to ride the baseline there, tries to put it up on the reverse, can't get it to go. Good efforts there, but Bradley putting this one up and in. Excuse me, Davis. Excuse me. 4 points on the evening for her. Off to Bird here on the left side, now driving into the lane, up. No good, but we will have a whistle and a foul, so this will send Bird to the line. Yeah, that's going to be Davis's third foul already here.
Yeah, that was quick. At least she's using them.
Here we got the play of the game that we'll award at the end of this one as well. Brought to you by the Region Sports Network. No good on the second free throw either. Keeps it a 43-10 ball game. Rebound comes down to Gonzalez. She's going to hold that one out. Passes it out to Bird. This one picked off by Roach. Bradley with a good ball movement there into Van Clay, who can't get it to go. Misses her shot. Puts it back up. Rebound now comes down to Bond. A lot of good opportunities there for Chesterton. We'll have a traveling call here against the Indians. Now, one of the things in this type of a game, Isaiah, is this is an opportunity for both teams to kind of work on the things that they really need to. They work on their offenses, they work on the defenses, You're not playing in kind of a panicked mode, but you're trying to work on those things that are what's going to help you get going later on in the season.
Yeah,
like that kind of move right there. That's a nice block by Scott there. So to read that kind of a defense, if you're going to be committed to a 2-3 zone here, trying to find ways to keep them out of the paint, that's going to be a traveling violation there.
That goes back to the point we mentioned earlier with high school sports being a teaching component for our students. And so there's always learning to be done everywhere.
And that was a full timeout, so we're going to step aside. You are watching Game Night of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers could help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they're the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey, welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Chesterton ball here, 2:16 to go here in the third quarter. Michael Brenner here along with Isaiah Gransberry. Putting up and in underneath. For another score for the Chesterton Trojans. This time it goes to Haley Geiser.
Chesterton also doing a great job with just the detailed things. Boxing out, hustling up the floor, getting back on defense. And so they're doing a lot of little things in this game which have resulted in them to have the success that they've had.
Bradley with her fourth triple of the game. Yeah, and that's just, and this isn't against any coach in particular, but this is just one thing where, certain coaches, they expect certain things to happen, and they make sure that those things do happen. If they don't see it in a game, players get pulled or, things happen at practice or whatever, and sometimes it's those behind-the-scene things. But yeah, working on those little intangibles. Some coaches are willing to let certain things go if they're worried about something else. I think back to Chesterton, or I think back to East Chicago, or I think back to, I can't remember who East Chicago was playing at the time, but there was a game where, there was an article written in the coach is like, yeah, if you have a three, shoot it. I don't care if you shoot the three, even if you miss. I would rather shoot 100 threes and maybe make 20 of them. So you maybe give up something else, and maybe defensively or something like that, or passing up a play down at the baseline or something. But it's just certain coaches expect different things.
Yeah, that sounds like Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. Where you miss 100. What is that? If you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, or something.
Or
like
maybe that was Michael Jordan. Who was that?
Is that the one we're talking about? Is that the one you're thinking of?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's a good question. As we're going to end the third quarter here, as we are now officially at a running clock. So the quarter is going to come to an end with the Chesterton Trojans on top. We'll be back on the other side of the break. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Yeah, we started the fourth quarter here at Portage High School. Chesterton Trojans all over the Portage Indians. As we start this fourth, the band getting us going here at Portage. They got holiday festivities going on. I see some lights on some of the instruments.
Yeah, they just have fun over there.
Man, how about that trumpet section? They got strings of lights all over the place.
It's impressive.
Oh, and a last little high note there. I like it. A little check-in with the table. Not sure if they want to make sure the possession arrow's facing the right way. Next tie-up will officially, they have it pointing to Portage right now. Which technically the arrow should change. Because they started with the quarter. They started the quarter,
Yep.
so Chesterton should really get the next arrow. That's going to be out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Indians. 7:38 to go, but we do have a running clock here in this one. As we mentioned before, we've got plenty of awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. The Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Proud to recognize superheroes on the basketball court. 3-ball put up and in for Bond. Nice shot there from the corner. We've got the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. Earned White Learn with Boilermakers Local 374, and then that's going to be a traveling call against Chesterton there. And then at the Proud Union Home play of the game, brought to you by the Region Sports Network.
Chesterton getting some of their young players in right now. A couple freshmen on the floor right now.
That one put up and in for the Trojans. I believe that was Lockett that got that bucket. This one's stolen away here, Portage. Right down in transition, and we're going to have a charge called. So Chesterton coming down here. That foul, as you mentioned, a offensive charge call. That'll be against Bird. It's one thing I think Portage will be looking to clean up as well. A lot of fouls this evening. And sometimes when you have a tough opponent, you kind of get caught doing some things you normally probably wouldn't do. This one's saved. They're going to say Portage ball here as the clock continues to run. Unfortunately for Coach Gonzalez, the frustration continuing to mount for him. Let's give now into the corner. Bird trying to sail that one for three. And she gets fouled there on the three-point shot. She'll go to the line to shoot three here. McGuffey gets called for that foul. Now the clock will stop on free throw attempts. And knocking that first one down for Bird. I mentioned she's a 54% free throw shooter. 3 straight in a row. Nice job for number 3. Kylie Bird, she's now 3 of 5 from the line tonight. Continues to wind the clock down here. McGuffey with it, feeds off to Dilbeck for a 3 in the wing position, no good. Trying to get that rebound was Wellstat down there. So we hit the 4:20 mark here in this one. In the corner again, Bird for 3, just off the mark. Wilson trying to save it. It is saved there on the baseline, but taken by Dilbeck, it looks like. And they're going to say traveling here against Chesterton.
Another good hustle play.
We do have an official talking with the scores table. I'm not sure if there's maybe a warning issued. I'm not sure what they're worried about here at this point.
Might be explaining the running clock rules to him. Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, do they stop the clock on free throws or not? I'm pretty sure they're supposed to. Shot no good for Gonzalez. The foul, by the way. It's on Brandon, her first. For 2 from the line for Gonzalez. A nice steal, though. Portage puts this one up, just can't get it to fall. And Chesterton with the rebound. Chesterton coming back down in transition here. 3-ball put up, hits the front iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Wellstat. She's had a good night down there in the paint. And we'll have a foul called here. Is that Wilson driving hard there? Yes, it was. So Wilson will go to the line to shoot 2. The foul coming against St. Marie. So Wilson, who had that 3-point basket in the first half, trying to get a little bit more to her score, but can't hit that one. We'll have some check-ins here for Portage. And knocking that one down for Wilson. And we've got a timeout taken by Portage. And it'll be a full timeout, so we'll take it with him. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Mike Brenner here along with Isaiah Gransberry. Clock winding down here at Portage High School as the Chesterton Trojans all over the Portage Indians here. Finding the baseline, that's going to be a traveling violation for Chesterton. And we've seen some of the best hands in the business tonight, just like Bricklayers Local 4 Indiana, Kentucky. At BAC Local 4 Indiana, Kentucky, you'll develop skills that will last a lifetime. For more info, visit baclocal4.org. Well, we've mentioned it most of the evening, and we're getting into the point where it's time to start naming our awards here. 3-point basket put up, no good. Davis with the rebound. And we will have a foul called here. So the foul, as I mentioned, was against Peyton Wilson. So we will have our Crowd Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. The Crowd Companies, proud to recognize superheroes on the basketball court. Isaiah, who do you want to go with for our Crowd Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game?
Superhero of the game is going to have to go to Kennedy Bradley, the junior, the 5'7" junior. She has had an amazing game, 4 threes to this point, and big first half, scoring 14 of her points in the first half. So she gets the honors of being the superhero of the game.
25 points on the night unofficially. I believe that's what I've got here. Feed down to Scott. Can't get the roll to go. She somehow gets a rebound. The ball's still on the floor, and we're turning into a wrestling match down there. So 1:08 left to go in the quarter. Yeah, I think that's a good call there. Over 20 points on the night for Bradley. So that'll be your Crowd Companies superhero of the game. Crowd Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. Now time for the Boilermakers Local 374 blue collar player of the game. Earn what you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
Blue collar player of the game, we're going to have to go with Tinley Davis.
Okay.
The volleyball commit, and just for her aggression as we see her battle down the paint right there. Her aggression in this game off the bench, not playing much in the first half, but coming out in the second and really kind of putting the nail in the coffin. And she's just done a great job, and it's hard to miss her on the court with how tall she is. So,
you know, you've been doing this a lot. You've been doing this a fair amount. When you go to name an award winner, you start spotlighting someone, and then all of a sudden they get the spotlight there on the floor. So
yeah.
We couldn't have set that up more perfectly. It was written in the script already. You guys just didn't get it.
Yep.
For the game, as Tenley Davis knocks down both free throws. So a good pick for our Boilermakers Local 374 blue collar play. I'm going to give honorable mention, if you don't mind, and it's the one with the ball right now. I thought Kella Scott gave Portage some good minutes coming in early into the game because Cameron Lockett had to come out of the game with what appeared to be a leg injury, and I thought Scott came in and gave some good minutes for Portage, working on defense, doing some offensive things. I thought she did pretty well coming off the bench for the Portage Indians in a situation like that. And now let's go ahead and name our proud Union Home play of the game presented by the Region Sports Network.
Play of the game, well, the first thing I could think of was going back into the second quarter, the second of 2 threes in that quarter, which ended up being 4 threes for the game by Kennedy Bradley. The second one really kind of taking Portage all their hopes away for this game. And so that extended the lead to 25-8. And so she's our she has the honors of being a part of the play of the game.
There we go. Absolutely. All right. Perfect stuff. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Our operations manager is Rich Castillo. Our coordinating producer is Zach Miller, and our sports director is Mike DeWan. Your broadcaster tonight, myself, Michael Brenner, along with the great Isaiah Gransbury. Our producer today, Nick Russ. Our cameraman, Zach Zanelli. Big thanks to Coach Candy Wilson and Giovanni Gonzalez for helping us out, getting everything we needed for the game tonight for Chesterton and Portage, respectively. And, of course, the athletic directors for Chesterton, it's Jeff Hamstra, and for Portage, one of my guys, Brett St. Germain. Big thanks to those guys helping us out with everything we needed tonight. And, of course, you, the viewers, on Facebook, YouTube, and IHSAA TV. We appreciate it. Without you guys, we won't be able to do what we do. So thank you very much. Plenty more action coming your way here on the Region Sports Network tonight and throughout the rest of the week. So make sure you stay tuned here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.